Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. So I just wanted to share my run through this interesting side quest we've got here, the Big Blue Boss Rush, which is 5 fights with Elder EQ type health pools and attack values. So the idea here is that you want to bring in 2 champs for the path, and then there's a Saga objective for the boss. So you want to bring in a Saga champ for the boss here. So we first up have this MANGOG. He has a node where if you don't hit him 5 times with your combo, he's going to place this unsteady debuff on you, which will cause all of your hits to glance. Now, normally, it is a very bad idea to do full 5-hit combos against MANGOG because that gives him extra stacks of hatred, so they're purposely asking you to do that. So the idea here is with whatever champ you want to make sure that you always have a special ready. Keep one eye on his side of the screen so that when he triggers that unstoppable, when he reaches enough hatred, you have a special ready that you can sidestep into and counter him. Now, Spider Ham is really good here. You don't want to parry too many times either because you'll get a falter on you. The other thing to consider here is that he is immune to most forms of power control. He is not immune to Petrify, and he's not immune to Wither. So if you have a really good option and you're really struggling or think you will be struggling with the power gain in this fight, Wither or Petrify will also do well in this matchup. Now, one thing that's really annoying about this side quest is that once you enter the quest, your token or whatever it is that you're using as your ticket in is consumed. So if you quit out, you lose that attempt and you lose the rewards that you would otherwise get. So really, really important here that you prep your team ahead of time and you go in with 3 champions that you are comfortable with completing the quest. Because if you die, you're just going to have to revive or you're going to have to sacrifice all the rewards. Really, really annoying. I wish they wouldn't be like that. I wish they would have like a gate that would refresh once you go in, but this is the way it is, unfortunately. Now, with Spider Ham, I really wanted him for a couple of the later fights where there was some degen involved. He does fine in this fight. I have Leader on my team, who I was kind of saving for the boss. He would have also been fine here with the Special 3 and Special 2 rotations to get the his power gain under control with the Wither. The Special 3 with Leader has the degen. Really, really good. Spider Ham does fine here. Being limited by the number of parries you have kind of hurts him here because you can't stun MANGOG enough to get like a lot of porker poppers on him. And see, I've stacked up like 25 of the passive ones, but I'm doing those 5-hit combos so often that I can't really build up to my Special 3 and land a bunch of power stings on him. So anybody pretty much works for that fight. Now here we have Spidey Supreme, which has a node called, what is it called? It's called Third Law. So if you activate any sort of unstoppable or unblockable or indestructible, he gets the same effect. That's really meant to stop Titania. I forgot momentarily that Red Guardian's Heavy was unstoppable, so I accidentally gave him that unstoppable, and then I got Snap Light there, it looks like, and took some damage, so no worries there. So Buff Immune Champ, obviously the best option here, because you completely avoid all of his nonsense with hitting him and him going invisible. Now, every 10 hits you'll trigger a falter on yourself, so you really do have to combo count. If you're going in here without a buff immune champ, you kind of need to stick to parries and then 4 lights, and then again keep one eye on your combo and expect the falter here. That's pretty much it. He's got like this release valve node, which affects you when you dex his special attacks, but it didn't really seem to come into play very much for me here. Land the Special 2, get the nice trauma debuff on him, and then I think I parry him here, and then I'm pretty sure the Heavy is going to kill him, so I don't really care about the Unstoppable. Okay, I dexed one more special and waited out the falter there. And then parry, Heavy, and that ends up killing him. But any buff immune really good there. You can pretty much do that fight with any champ either, as long as you combo count. Now here we have a Kindred. Kindred is always very annoying. If you're really good against Kindred, you can probably use anybody in this fight. He's got this root or rooted node on you, which I actually found kind of helpful, and you'll see that come into play here, because it allows you, if you trigger it when you're close to him, it's really, really easy to punish his special attacks. And then, like, if you're rooted right in the corner, like I am here, you can just keep hitting him while you're rooted. and he can't really do anything about it. Now, the most annoying part of this fight is the buff toggle unblockable node. So, like, if you have him at a special 2 and you're rooted and he goes unblockable, very difficult if you don't know the decks. With Spider-Ham, you've got that big safety net with the evade, which I think does come into handy in this fight and in the next fight. So really, really nice. And then, of course, if you get stuck with the degen on you, Spider-Ham really does well at countering that. So, again, a really good choice overall for a few fights in this quest. If you have a Spider-Ham, definitely recommend bringing him on your team. This is only a rank 3, perfectly fine for this fight. Even a rank 2 I think would be okay in this quest. This is threat level 5, by the way. There are 5 total difficulties. I think you get 4 tokens, and you can just repeat this difficulty for additional rewards, I think. So yeah, obviously, as with any Kindred fight, you kind of want to save a special attack for the end so that you can, take care of the route that he gives you, and then knock him out at the end. Saw there a moment ago, again, I kind of rooted myself in the corner, and I was able to just keep hitting him. Right here, I'm saving my special 1 because I recognize that he is almost dead. Trying to bait out this special 2. Fortunately, he is not unblockable. And we fire off the special attack to get rid of his root, and that's all she wrote. Overall, not a too bad fight. Alright, next up we have this Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw has a bunch of really easy nodes. Power Focus 2. You can block the special 2. If you know the decks, it's fine too. Otherwise, it's more or less like a regular Ebony Maw fight. One thing to note, though, is that he does have the critical setup node, so you absolutely need to use a science champ here unless you are very diligent, that's not even a word, unless you are very diligent about alternating the ends of your combos, because if you accidentally do the same combo ender twice in a row, it's going to trigger a guaranteed crit, and if you're not using a science champ, then that triggers a degen on you and one of his missions completed. So the usual, good Maw counters are fine here. Again, I really wanted Ham for Kindred. Ham is a great Maw counter. I did take some degen when he nullified that Fury off of me, and you can see, or you'll see my health here. Even with, the degen resistance that Ham gets, the attack values are so disgusting in this quest that I took a bunch of degen damage. So Nullify immune, somebody like Overseer will be really good here. Ham is just fine as well. Lots of really good options here. Watch out for the backup recovery, of course. He's going to get only like 25% power. It's only like backup recovery 2, I think, so it's not like he's going to shoot up to a special 3. Try your best to bait only the special 1. If you know the heavy counter, that's obviously what you want to do to keep him knocked down. Otherwise, you got to watch for the falter on yourself. I don't really like pushing him to the special 2 because I'm not good at the decks. I did... literally, as I'm saying that, I did nail the decks there, but 8 times out of 10, I just block it because I don't want to risk taking it to the face. Other than that, pretty easy fight. He's got like a node that limits the damage over time effects, but it doesn't really matter here with Spider-Ham, and a lot of other like good science champs don't really rely on damage over time, so that node doesn't really feel like it's doing much for you. Alright, here we go. We got the boss. It's Absorber Man. Pretty much the easiest fight in this quest. You again want to use a Saga champ. There is a solo objective for using a Saga champ for this fight. Leader, fantastic option. There is no node on this fight that will prevent you or any other champ, prevent Leader or any other champ that is, from reversing his healing. So, Intercept, spam special 1 to put those Spectres on him, and increase his regen rate with that, I forget what that passive is called, that like light green passive. And then eventually, as you know, his regen is based on missing health, right? So the more damage you do, you want to let him continue to refine his form. And then the more damage you do, the stronger the regen will be, the more regen you can then reverse. So really, really good, really easy fight here. Now, doesn't mean that it's not dangerous. Again, since you're specifically letting him refine his form, if you take blocked hits from him, it's going to hurt really bad. And I think I take a blocked hit at some point here, right there, and it does a nice chunk of my health. So you don't want to make a habit of taking blocked hits there. Now that was because I was trying to be like, super fancy and trying to get him back to the green door. You don't really need to play too heavily into Leader's kit in this fight. Again, you really just want to go for like maximum heal reversal. So you see here, I'm losing my specters because I'm being too fancy trying to back up here and get him back up to the green door, but intercept a lot. If you have your leader awakened, I think that places extra debuffs on him. Spam that special 1, and you're seeing just how quickly now he's kind of having his regen reversed. The end of the fight goes a lot faster than the start of the fight here, and now you see, like, let's look how much health he's losing there at the end of the fight. So there you go. That is it for week number 1 of this side quest. Again, you lose your entry if you go in and quit out, so try to plan your team effectively, and you won't have to sacrifice any rewards. If this was helpful for you, let me know in the comments below, and I'll continue to do these for the rest of the weeks. As always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.